Most AI tools today are just built to generate text, but real work is not just text. It involves research, structure, decisions, documentation, communication. It involves a lot of things which cannot be just solved with text. So I have been testing something called Skywork Super Agents. They have created some super agents for multiple things, for example, like spreadsheets, podcasts, even course websites. So I wanted to try before building any such thing myself that how good these work. And I was amazed to see like how these work. And the thing that stands out is that it tries to reason, organize, cite and produce usable work articles. So I gave it this prompt to research the Indian EV scooter market, analyze the EV scooter market, create structured research document, a competitive landscape, and a cost breakdown spreadsheet for the manufacturer. I was amazed to see what happened. It did the research collection and evidence ranking. The agent ran research pass. In that, it found the relevant data, broke it into meaningful segments, and filtered the noise out which is not required. It tracked every claim made in all articles. And the best part is that there was no hallucination. Every statement was linked to the actual source from which it came from. Then it created a slide deck. A proper professional slide deck, as you can see. It is not like flashy or something like that. It gives you key insights, supporting reasoning, data visualization generated from the model. And also it gave a spreadsheet. This is the most interesting part. You can see the sheet contains input variables which has things like battery cost, motor cost, labor overhead, derived metrics which are there, for example, gross margin, capex, sensitivity sliders, and it also has auto-generated charts, so not just text. Also, this sheet is interactive. When I change battery cost, the charts and the tables get updated automatically. So this wasn't just text generation, it is a structured output, and the agent is doing the complete research and finding all the required things. So the name actually lives to it, the super agent part. So how do these super agents work? So Skywork super agents are built to go beyond the LLM responses. Instead of answering in one shot, they create a whole plan. So you can imagine that there will be one AI agent which is creating the whole plan. That agent breaks it down into various tasks, for example, researching, searching, then refining the output, and then finally presenting it in the form of maybe slides. There can be an agent for generating spreadsheets. So there are a bunch of multiple AI agents working together to be able to provide these kind of outputs. So you give them just an objective and they are able to do all the research and analysis and provide a refined output after that. They can maintain context and track of what all they have done till now, and then use that context to finally create the output which you see. The amount of hallucinations you see are less because they are storing the context and constantly referring to that. The best part which I find is that you don't need to provide any kind of workflows. You can just give it a simple prompt and it can do all the important tasks of the complete research it has to perform. And the best part, it also links to the sources. It also has all the required citations. So the system won't treat your request as if it is writing an essay document. It will treat it as a proper research report which you have to give to your stakeholders. And this is not the first thing. I also tried multiple other things their super agents provide. So one was the podcast episode. So I created a podcast episode without giving it any input. So I just simply asked, create a podcast episode explaining when to use SQL versus NoSQL database. It should be technically accurate and it should include structure, pace guidance and closing takeaway. Again, it did all the research and concept ranking, went across data consistency models across both SQL and NoSQL databases. It also checked the partitioning and scaling behavior of both databases, query shape patterns, and it didn't just produce the bullet points. It produced decision logic on when to actually use SQL database and when to actually use a NoSQL database. So it organized the final episode into coherent teaching sequence, why database choice matters, what SQL optimizes, what NoSQL optimizes for, how query patterns determines the fit, and a simple decision checklist, and also real world use cases for these SQL and NoSQL databases. So this is an example snippet directly from the podcast which it generated.
I've worked with SQL databases like MySQL and PostgreSQL for years, and they excel at maintaining data integrity through what we call ACID properties: atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. This makes them perfect for applications where structured data and complex relationships are crucial.
True, but I've seen many organizations shift to NoSQL solutions like MongoDB or Cassandra because they need horizontal scalability and flexibility.
So from this, you know that it generates short sentences, clear concept build-up, no dumbing down. for any particular thing. Also, it generates a timestamped outline and also one paragraph. Remember this conclusion. And the best part again is the list of sources. So if you want to go in depth, you can just go over to the sources again. So from both these examples, we can see that the kind of super agents which are present on Skywork are extremely great. It provides a multi-source research. It can basically collect and compare information and not just predict the text. But it is an actual working super agent. It does evidence grounded reasoning. Every claim is linked to source. And I've seen this issue multiple times that on ChatGPT when we try this, it is sometimes says some things which do not have any source. And when you ask for the source, it is unable to give those. Structured output creation in the form of proper slides and reports that you can directly present. You don't need to even do anything to that. And also in the podcast, you saw that the technical content becomes explainable without losing the correctness of when to use SQL versus NoSQL databases. I really like these super agents. So if your day-to-day workflow involves researching, analyzing, structuring, modeling, and explaining some insights to others, this can be a real time saver for you. So you can use the Skywork super agents for different categories. It also has multiple other categories. You can even create a simple course website by just giving it a prompt. You can try it out and see if it fits into your workflow. You can try this at skywork.ai. I've added the link in the description. Don't test it with toy prompts. Give it something real which you will actually really use. And I was really amazed by how great this works.